final drive, you guys get the ball with more than 6 minutes remaining. You know the rest of the game off the clock and keep the game winning field. What stood out to you about that final drive for your offense?
I really liked the way we executed in the run game and in the pass game. I really thought like we had balance today on offense, and I felt like that was one of the big keys in the game was keeping that front off balance. I loved our protection plan today. No sacks against a really, really good front. And my hat's off to, Frank Smith, Sean Surratt, Joe Lombardi, Shane Day, our entire offensive staff, because we kept them off balance today. And on that last drive, I thought that was a good example of that. There were a lot of key plays on that drive, but everybody touched the ball for us on that drive, and I think that makes you tough to defend. And then our quarterback, executed at a really high level today. And what we wanted to do was finish that game with the football. We had the big 4th and 1 there that we executed, and then we split them on a run that really got us in there close. And our offensive line played a very, very good football game today. This was a line of scrimmage game, and our offensive line competed at a really, really high level. Corey Lindsley, Matt Filer, Storm Norton, Schofield, and Rashawn they were outstanding. Our tight ends blocked extremely well today, all 4 of them. And I felt like you really saw that on display that last drive.
With Justin specifically, we talked this week about patience and discipline. Do you feel like he showed that today just with his precision, particularly in the short area of the field?
Yeah, Daniel, I think you hit it. 32 of 38 in a pro game. That's really, really good. But what I liked about it is we got to the deep part of the field today. And we were able to access all parts of the field in a lot of different ways. And that's what you have to do against a good defense. And that front's really, really good. And so I felt like Justin was patient today. I felt like he was extremely accurate. I thought he played with really good timing. Last 2 games, not his best stuff from a timing perspective. Today, really, really good timing. And our offensive line had a lot to do with that. But Justin was outstanding in the game today.
Brandon, with that 4th and 2, where Eckler throws himself through that hole,
the 3rd and 2, yeah.
Did you guys did you think he was short too?
I felt like there was a surge there for the first down, but then I got the 4th down signal from Justin, and we were going, and it really felt like a first down. I looked up at the replay, kind of past the yellow line, but evidently that was not the case.
Was that final drive go for it no matter what?
Not no matter what, but we felt like 4th and 1, like the quarterback in that, instance as a threat, and then just running the football. I felt like we would have the surge, like the run design, in that particular short yardage play. We had worked on it all week, and I was just really confident in our group the way we were coming off the line of scrimmage. And I wanted to finish that game with the ball.
There was a play where Jalen kind of takes off to the right-hand side, and he passes right by you, and you're notably frustrated because you thought that a guy had tugged at one of the defensive linemen. Did you feel like that was called?
Yeah, I mean, I thought there was a couple instances today. That was one of the big parts of the game was him getting out on those loose plays, particularly on 3rd down. And I felt like we had a really good rush plan, 5- and 6-man rush plan. And there was a couple ones where I felt like Joey got tugged, Kyler got tugged. Really thought it happened to Joey a couple times, but they didn't call it. We know that he bails to his right. He bails deep to his right. And we had a couple, tough lessons that we learned on some of those 3rd and 4th downs against Jalen, where he outflanked us and where we had really good design on. He's a really good player that way, but we got to execute better for sure, because if we do, then that's a much different game.
On that Austin run, do you think about challenging there? Because I think you had a timeout left, or is it moving too quickly to get like a good look at it upstairs?
Yeah.
Go for it?
Yeah, Daniel, we just didn't have a great look at it, and the play clock's going, and it was hey, let's keep it moving. But good point.
Sorry, Brian, going back to Justin on that big play to Mike for 49 yards,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of seems that ball was in the air for a long time. When you have a big ball like that in the air, we'll go through your line.
That we got an elite quarterback that can really throw it anywhere on the field. And then what also stood out is that's how Mike plays. Like Mike has just got a really big-time gift when the ball's in the air in the deep part of the field to track it. And he's got Slay on him, and it felt like he got held, actually. But we want to be able to do that in the passing game to make people respect the deep part of the field. And Mike's certainly a guy that can get there, and just felt like Justin, I mean, you can't underestimate what a good throw that is, because a mortal player doesn't make it look that easy.
Coach, the tight end room today, 11 catches, 126 yards, a pair of touchdowns. You mentioned the contributions in the running game. When you have all those guys contributing, how does that change the offense?
Changes the game, Chris. Gaps and vertical threats, tight ends. It gives you a huge advantage. And I love the way Trey McKitty's playing these last 2 games. We're getting that value that I was talking to you guys about with him too. But, you talk about, Donald Parham after the catch. I mean, this guy, he's got some of that basketball magic, making people miss. And Jared was fantastic. Steven in the screen game, making some people miss on the screen. And that's what you got to do to be a tough team to defend, is you want them to be able to respect everybody who's out there. And, again, my hat's off to Joe Lombardi. I felt like he called a fantastic game with the contributions of our entire offensive staff. There were just I really felt connected today as a staff on offense, and I felt like we played like it.
Brandon, with no Asante Samuel Jr., no Michael Davis, how did you feel like besides Devontae going off for 115 yards, but other than that, how do you feel like your secondary played?
Yeah, Smitty had a couple good catches. Nas, I felt like should have intercepted the one for sure. Had a couple comebacks on us, which we can live with. But that, Fernando, you bring up a good point. This is the NFL. When we're down 2 starters at corner and the Dak's stacked against you like that, you got to respond. And this was the Chargers' win today. We needed to come in here and play a good game on defense without 2 of our best guys. And that's what we did today. TC was fantastic. Ryan Smith competed. We had Keenan out there, and it was all hands on deck in the secondary. We had Trey Marshall out there for Lowe, because Lowe was down today. And so I felt like we played good team defense today. It was a tough game. It was a hard-fought game, and I'm really proud of the way our guys played today on defense.
I was going to ask you about, given the back and forth nature of a game like this one on the road, off and we're out, and they come away with a game like this, how much more satisfying are games like this for you in your game?
Yeah, I think to come into an environment like this, we talked about it last night in the team meeting, like this is an environment that you really respect in pro sports. Philadelphia's got one of the elite sports environments, and when you go on the road, they're coming off a big win, and it's a fourth quarter game, you're going to really define who you're about. And we won the fourth quarter today. Last week against New England, we didn't win the fourth quarter. And we won the fourth quarter today, and I felt like we finished playing our best football. I felt like our return game really showed up today in the kicking game. I really felt our special teams unit for the first time this season, where I felt like we had an advantage today. I felt like we've been coaching really hard, Darius Mayer, our staff, and then to certainly finish it with a game winner with our new kicker. You can't script it much better than that. But I think that this was just one of those NFL wins that you got to have on the road.
Specifically, Brandon, with the protection plan and the improved protection, what do you feel like went into that? Was it just better play from the right side? Was it some schematic stuff, getting Justin outside the pocket, going to the quick game more? What do you feel like impacted the protection?
Yeah, Daniel, I think both. I think the other thing, too, is our ability to run the football and keep them off balance. I felt like we were able to attack them a couple different ways in the passing game, whether it was quick game, screens, a couple keepers, play pass, and then we had a big-time nudge, Butch-type plan for those guys. And I felt like we were just able to keep them off balance. And, that's what you have to do against guys like Hargraves and Cox. And then, Josh Sweat and Derek Barnett are good rushers, and Jannard Avery. So I feel like it was a really balanced effort by our group today, and I felt like our guys just executed the plan at a really high level, and really proud of everybody, on our football team today.
With Dustin Hopkins, I'm not trying to be negative, but he misses that extra point.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just something that you guys are addressed with him during the game, or because it could have been one of those detrimental things later in the game. Obviously, it wasn't, but did you guys talk to him about it?
Yeah, he rushed that kick. He rushed it. You can see it if you guys watch it, and that just wasn't his fundamental stuff. Besides that kick, I think he was fantastic. And so I think it's just really a fundamental issue for him. But he's a steady guy. He's a really steady guy. And I think he's brought that calm presence to our team. And, we're going to keep coaching him, but really like the way he's playing for us.
How do you feel like Chris Harris Jr. played today?
Chris is doing so many jobs for us, and there are a couple plays in there that I know that he would like to have back, but he's one of those really rock solid pieces for us, and I'm so glad we have him. And today's a good illustration of why. When you get cleaned out at corner, he can go outside, play outside corner, inside. If something happened, he could go back to safety, and he was kind of ready to play a bunch of different spots today. And Strap's definitely a big asset for us.
What happened on that touchdown to Smith? Did he just beat Chris, or was it not?
Yeah, it's a poor coverage call by me. It's a poor play call. We were playing him to run the football. I was trying to get Derwin in the post after he killed the play. I knew that they were going to kind of max it up. I was trying to get Derwin in the post, and Chris is alone by himself on that play call, and that's my fault.
What do you think about Keenan's performance today?
Keenan had a really good week of practice today, And when you're trying to build a program, you need to do it with guys that have been in the league 8 years to set the example. And he set the example in practice this week. And then he was just how he always is. He came up big for us in so many different situations. And really, his play today got Justin Herbert in a really good rhythm. Because, hey, that's that guy that I know that I can go to get myself on schedule. And I felt like we had good design, and then Keenan just does what he always does. And he was clutch for us today. He had 12 receptions on 13 targets. So it was very effective targeting today for him. And I felt like, getting him, we kind of felt like it would be a zone game for sure. And that, that's where Keenan can work his magic. And again, great game plan. And then Justin playing within timing. And you just can't say enough about our offensive line, though. I mean, all this production that I'm looking at by a million guys is just, our line really, really, really won the day today for us.
Brandon, with Keenan last week, he was pretty frustrated, kind of the same old mistakes he was saying in his press conference. You kind of pull him aside and tell him, hey, these aren't the same charges, these are brand new charges, new coaching staff, kind of get him back on track.
I don't need to get Keenan back on track, Gilberto, like that. It's just a fantastic player, frustrated. And he's bringing up his past. It's not my past. It's not our past. It's just some of his past. And it's just a fantastic player that's frustrated. And as a coach, there's nobody that's more invested in us than Keenan Allen. And today was a great example of that. So, when your best players are frustrated like that as a coach, when you have to come 10 minutes after a frustrating loss and talk about it, you take that for what it is, and then you trust the relationship, and that relationship was on display today. And Keenan was fantastic today.
Coach, he went over 8,000 career receiving yards today, his 30th 100-yard game. I mean, I guess it's moments like this where you kind of sit back and be like, wow, we do have an elite player here.
Yeah, the consistency, standing the test of time. When I was at the Rams last year, I was with the number one corner in football, a guy that doesn't respect very many people that way. And, Keenan Allen's reputation precedes him in this league because it's well-earned. It's well-deserved. People know that this guy's got real stuff. And I'm so glad we have him. And beyond the magnificent wide-out stuff, he's just been great for me from a leadership standpoint. And can't say enough about him.
What was your message to the team after this game?
I just felt like it was a mindset win for us coming on the road. This is a mindset win. We knew coming in here that it was going to be a hostile environment. And the game was tight. It was really tight. And there was a lot of momentum swings for sure with 4th downs and some of like the near misses with their quarterback. And, and then you're there in the fourth quarter again. And you have the ball, and you have a chance to close it out. And I just felt like it was a mindset win for us. And I'm so proud of the guys, everybody within our team and in our organization, because these are the games you have to have in the National Football League on the road. You have to be able to go on the road without some of your guys, and you got to go win. And that's what we did today.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, guys. Have a great night.